Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial. What we're gonna do today is I'm gonna create a really simple racing game using Construct2. So I have, as you can see, Construct2 running. I'll just create a new project. I'll have an empty project running, and as you can see, you have everything like looking neat. I'll just zoom out to have more space to look into. And I just go with 250, 2500 by 2500 as a layout size. Just make it bigger a bit. What we really need to do is we will need two layers for this project. So I'll have a layer that will have the background, and the other layer that would have our car. So in the background, I will just change it to, let's make it gray or something. Let's make it a bit lighter. Okay, and I'll just add the tires for now. I'll do the race course with. So we'll have a sprite, and the load an image. Here's a tire, and I'll rename it to tire. Let me scale it down. And let me draw my course. So if you click and drag, you can just duplicate the item. So I'm just clicking and dragging to create the race course that I want. It's gonna be a simple one. We're not just creating a fancy game. We're here for this tutorial, just more of a, let's say, know of the concept of how to do the racing game, and you can customize your game as you like. It's not more of a game design. It's more of how to do the game itself. So this is gonna be a bit boring, but it must be done. Let's just add a small curve here. Okay, small curve. That would do. Now let's just select the tire and add a behavior to all of these tires, which is a solid behavior that stuff would just bump into. So after that, I will add my new sprite, which is gonna be my car. Let's just name it car from here. I'll open my car, and what we really have to do is we've got to rotate the car clockwise. Why is that? As you can see, this arrow, this shows the head of, or where it's heading to, or where the origin is. So we want the origin to be directly with the face of the car, so when we start moving the car, it would just make it move correctly in the right orientation. I'm just pressing the shift button and dragging to make it oriented to the scale, and I'm clicking the small square here and rotating it. Let's just make it smaller. Okay, and we're gonna add two behaviors for the car. So the first one is a car behavior, and the second one is gonna be scroll to. Yeah, here it is. What this does is it makes the camera, or let's say the layout we have, to be focused on this object, so everything will go around to it. So if we just run, I just want to show you really quick how everything is done. You can see that the camera follows the car, but as you can see, it's really zoomed in and we can't really see anything around us. So what we're gonna do now is, as long as we're moving, by the way, I'm just using the arrows to move around the car. What we're gonna do is make it scale out and make it like more of an arcade style game. So we're gonna need a couple of stuff to do. First of all, we need a scale. Actually no, we need to right click and add a global variable. We'll call it scale, and we'll have the scale as 100%. Another thing, we're just gonna add an event that's gonna use the system, and we're gonna look on the every tick. every tick, I'm just gonna type it down. What every tick means is that every refresh that goes over the game, this would be checked. So the action is we go from the scale. I'm gonna set the value for our global variable, which is scale. So it went to the other screen. What we're gonna do is I'll have 1 minus car, which is our sprite, dot car. This is a bit confusing. I should have named the car to something else like car sprite. The other car is the behavior that we added. I'll get the speed of the car. I'll divide it by 1000. As the speed goes around 400, 300, so it just reduced 1 to over 4000. It's like 0.4. So 1 minus 0.4. Now we need to set our layer, the background layer, to scale it down. So we're gonna go to set layer scale. As you can see, there's 0. If you want to know the layer number, you can check the number over here. It's 0. So what we're gonna do here is a layup, which is a linear interpolation, which moves from a value to a value over a period of time, and you handle that. So I'm gonna layup the scale. Yeah, our layer scale from, actually no, I'm really sorry, I'm just gonna, that's the layer number or something. So layer scale, which gets the scale of a layer, get the layer 0, which is background, to scale, which we're setting in the first tick, and the third value is the duration you wanted. I'll just have it 0.3. Which is the third number, 0.3, is the duration from layering from one value to another. And we'll have one more thing to do, is we're gonna set the scale of a layer 2, which is layer 1, sorry, which is the second layer that we have, to layer scale of my background, which is 0. This would do like a zoom out effect for the game. When the car goes faster, it zooms out more. So now let's have a check. As we move, you can see that it's scaling out. Our car is basically very slow, to be honest. I'm just gonna make it faster, and as it goes faster, the scaling out would increase. So let's just do it. So if we select our car, you can see the max speed over here. I'll have it to 600. I'll increase the acceleration as well to 400. Deceleration, let me make it 400 as well. So let's just give this a try. So yeah, that made the trick. So as we go slower, so you can see there's a really big bump when you stop the car. So that's because how fast I have my interpolation speed. So let's let me just fix this. I'm just gonna try this really quick. If I do it as a 0.01, I'm just gonna test this. Yeah, this feels better. Maybe 0.01 is too little. Yeah, but you can just play around these values and see what suits you best. So I think that's all for this tutorial. And if you have any questions, please throw me a comment down or send us an email on the email you provided. I'm gonna upload those assets as well in the comments. And please subscribe to my videos. Thank you very much.